Meera skipped through the garden. Flowers of all colours bloomed, bees buzzed happily, butterflies fluttered around Meera's head. She giggled and twirled. Meera stopped by a bush. It rustled softly. She peeked behind the green leaves. Something moved. A tiny white rabbit sat very still. It had soft fur and long whiskers. Its nose twitched. Meera held her breath.
Know you've been a good friend.
The rabbit blinked at Meera with big pink eyes. It hopped out of the bush. The rabbit was so small and fluffy. Meera smiled. "Hello, little bunny," she whispered. "Don't be afraid." She held out her hand. The rabbit sniffed it and hopped closer. "I'll call you Bubbles," Meera decided. She giggled again. Bubbles seemed to like its new name. Every day, Meera visited Bubbles in the garden. It was their special place, filled with colourful flowers and the sweet scent of blooming plants. She brought him juicy carrots and crunchy lettuce. Bubbles loved to eat, and he would nibble on the treats with great delight, his little nose twitching with excitement. Sometimes, Meera would read stories to Bubbles. She would sit on the soft grass, holding her favourite book, and Bubbles would listen attentively, as if he understood every word. He sat beside her and wiggled his nose. Meera felt so happy. The bond they shared was truly special, and it made her heart swell with joy. Bubbles was her best friend. She loved to cuddle him, feeling his soft fur against her cheek, and he seemed to enjoy the affection just as much. They would hop and play in the sunshine. The warm rays made everything feel magical, and their laughter echoed through the garden. Meera would chase Bubbles, and he would hop playfully just ahead of her. It was their favourite game, and they never got tired of it. The garden was full of laughter and fun. It was a place where memories were made, and every moment spent there was cherished by Meera and Bubbles. Section 4. Where is Bubbles? One sunny afternoon, Meera couldn't find Bubbles anywhere. She looked and looked, searching every corner of the garden. The garden seemed so quiet and still. Where could he be hiding? Meera called out, "Bubbles, where are you?" But Bubbles didn't come. She called again, louder this time, but there was no response. A tear rolled down Meera's cheek as she started to worry more. She missed her furry friend so much. Bubbles was always there to make her smile. The garden seemed so big and empty without Bubbles. It felt like something important was missing. The flowers seemed less bright, as if they too missed Bubbles' presence. Even the butterflies seemed less cheerful, resting quietly on the flowers instead of fluttering around. Meera sat down, hugging her knees, feeling the weight of her sadness. She hoped Bubbles would come back soon. Section 5. Together again. Suddenly, Meera felt something soft brush against her leg. She looked down. There was Bubbles. Her heart skipped a beat as she recognized her long-lost friend. The little rabbit had been missing for days, and Meera had been worried sick. He hopped into her lap and snuggled close. Meera hugged Bubbles tightly. She was so happy. The warmth of his fur and the gentle thumping of his tiny heart against her chest made her feel complete again. It was as if a missing piece of her world had been restored. She laughed through her tears. The joy was overwhelming, and she couldn't help but let the tears flow. Each tear was a testament to the relief and happiness she felt in that moment. "I missed you so much," she cried. Bubbles nuzzled Meera's cheek. His soft whiskers tickled her skin, and she giggled through her tears. It was a moment of pure, unfiltered joy. He had come back to her. The days of searching and worrying were finally over. Bubbles was back where he belonged, in Meera's loving arms. Meera knew that they would be friends forever. This reunion had strengthened their bond even more. She promised herself that she would never let Bubbles out of her sight again. And the garden was filled with sunshine once more. The flowers seemed to bloom brighter, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of happiness. Meera and Bubbles played together, their laughter echoing through the garden, a testament to their unbreakable friendship.